6 types of lust. Which one do you struggle with? Lust isn't just about physical desire. It seeps into every corner of life, distorting our hearts and pulling us away from God's purpose. Many people think of lust only in terms of sexual temptation, but the Bible reveals that lust takes many forms, some of which we may not even recognize in ourselves. In the Garden of Eden, Eve saw the forbidden fruit and longed for the wisdom it promised. Genesis 3 verse 6 tells us that her desire wasn't just about hunger, it was about wanting something outside of God's will. That's what lust does. It blinds us with cravings and makes us chase after things that can never truly satisfy. Let's explore 6 types of lust that can take hold of our hearts. 1. The lust for pleasure. This goes beyond normal enjoyment. It's an obsession with feeling good at any cost. People chase thrill after thrill, from reckless partying to dangerous addictions, thinking happiness comes from pleasure. But Proverbs 21 verse 17 warns, "Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and luxury will never be rich." Pleasure itself isn't evil, but when it controls us, we lose our sense of balance and purpose. 2. The lust for power. Some crave control over others, manipulating situations to stay on top. This type of lust often hides behind ambition, competitiveness, or the need to always be right. But Jesus taught a different way. In Mark 10 verses 43 to 44, he said, "Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant." True greatness isn't about domination, it's about humility. 3. The lust for wealth. Money itself isn't evil, but an obsession with riches leads to destruction. Many people sacrifice their integrity, relationships, and faith in pursuit of wealth. 1 Timothy 6 verse 9 warns, "But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires which plunge them into ruin and destruction." Greed tricks us into believing that money brings security, but true peace comes only from God. 4. The lust for recognition. This is the craving for attention, praise, and approval. Social media has made this even worse, as people measure their worth by likes, comments, and followers. But in John 12 verse 43, Jesus exposed this struggle. "For they loved human praise more than the praise of God." When we seek recognition over righteousness, we lose sight of what truly matters. 5. The lust for knowledge. This one is tricky. Seeking knowledge isn't wrong, but some pursue it only to feel superior. They search for answers apart from God, relying solely on human wisdom. 1 Corinthians 8 verse 1 warns, "Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up." True wisdom isn't just about knowing more. It's about knowing God. 6. The lust for physical desires. This is the type of lust most people think of, sexual temptation. The Bible warns against allowing lust to control us. 1 Thessalonians 4 verses 3 to 5 states, "God's will is for you to be holy, so stay away from all sexual sin." Lustful thoughts, pornography, and impure relationships damage our spirits and pull us away from God's best plan for our lives. Lust is sneaky, it can take hold in ways we don't expect. But the good news is that God provides a way out. James 4 verse 7 reminds us, "So humble yourselves before God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." The first step to freedom is recognizing the problem, then surrendering it to Jesus. If this message speaks to you, take a moment to reflect. Ask God to reveal any hidden desires that might be pulling you away from Him. And if you want to continue growing in faith, subscribe to God Message today for more biblical wisdom. Let's walk this journey together. See you in the next message.